Coming to you from the Alpha Juliet Media Studio and home of Fundayz Sports, welcome to Frosty Island, the land of culture and conspiracies. I am joined by a very special guest today, a very good friend of mine, the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Lamb. Welcome aboard.
Glad to be here, Frosty. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it here. Do you have any conspiracies? Anything that you would like to...
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, the floor is open on all of it.
We'll dive into yours and your favorite one.
Yeah, I lately I've been trying to read up a little bit on like the missing 411. Mm-hmm. It's about the hikers that go missing in the national park systems, especially like Yellowstone and like the Appalachian Trail, that type of stuff. And like their bodies are never found, but like their clothes and evidence are found in different spots from where like the missing spot allegedly took place. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there. Like
how recent? Like what's...
I think there was some stuff in the 80s, and there was even some stuff in like the early 2000s,
so it's like a
I think.
Continuation.
Yeah. It's
they're
like
isolated, or do you think they're connected, or?
I don't know. There was one map I seen that had something to do with like a cave system. So
Jesus.
A cave system, dude.
A cave system. Like, go into that. You can't just leave us on that.
Could be some cave people out there.
No, Jesus.
People living in caves, man.
So, like, what interests you about that, or what got you hooked on that?
It was more or less just kind of the mysterious part about these. Like, something had to have happened.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, like, they disappeared.
Right.
And then, all of a sudden, like, sometimes they're finding their clothes, like, folded up neatly and, like, put in a spot somewhere. And it's like, it makes no fucking sense. Somebody's like doing it.
Transient people? Or are they, like, locals? Or...
There was one theory that there's people that live in the caves.
Okay, so we keep diverting back to the cave deal. So, like, you kind of left me, superficially went into that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a deep one.
Okay.
I don't know.
How many people?
I think 411, actually.
411 people.
Yeah, 411.
Within the whole United States National Park System, or like?
Yeah. Let me just pull them up here real
Interesting.
quick.
It's a lot of people, considering, how far back we're going.
Yeah, what about you? Do you have anything?
Well, there's a lot of them, Conspiracy theories can get a guy in trouble.
Oh, you can go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. The Reddit rabbit holes.
Yeah.
I guess the one that kind of always didn't really maybe even intrigue me, but just kind of threw some wrenches into my thought process was the Bob Lazar UAP conspiracy. So Bob Lazar is a conspiracy theorist himself, but there's a whole conspiracy theory on Bob Lazar. So Bob Lazar, don't know if anyone's ever watched the documentary. I think it's UFOs and UAPs. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's like 2019.
What's a UAP?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Okay.
So the Bob Lazar kind of surfaced back in the 90s for a little bit. He was this scientist, a self-proclaimed physicist that had access and worked and did research at Area 51. And somewhere along the line, he got fired. I can kind of get more into detail with that.
Yeah.
He got fired. He leaves Area 51, and he kind of comes out with that the United States government has recovered UAPs.
Yep.
And is doing reverse engineering on it. Has all this crazy stuff he's talking about. Some of it he kind of has a little bit of ethos, and he can talk the lingo. He's kind of convincing in that aspect.
Yeah.
Talking about like the reverse engineering of the propulsion systems on these using like antimatter gravity reactors to bend like space-time. That's how these things are propelled through space, which is like complete horse shit in my opinion, but we're not even gonna fucking dive into that. Okay. We're more gonna focus on the actual conspiracy of the conspiracy theorist, Bob Lazar.
Okay.
If you guys want to know more about the actual Bob Lazar experiments, I mean, he's been on Joe Rogan one time. He's been on multiple podcasts. He has a documentary on Netflix, but go down that rabbit hole if you may.
Yeah.
But well, the interesting thing about Bob Lazar is like he's been told, he's been described as a self-proclaimed physicist. He says he's been educated at MIT and Caltech. The government has denied that. They said there's no records of him ever getting educated at any of those institutions.
Really?
Which is kind of weird. Like, that's a red flag. That's pretty fucking easy to confirm, right? It would be crazy for him to lie about that. But he does know quite a bit about these, the physics talk and lingo.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like...
So he sounds like an intelligent person.
Yes, superficially. No one's ever really fucking stuck him real hard and
pinned him down and questioned him.
But anyways, so he claims that he was educated at MIT and in Caltech. MIT, I believe he said he did theoretical physics, and I think Caltech he did some electrical engineering, maybe got his master's in that. But there's been, both schools have denied that he had never been registered as a student there or anything. Yeah. But Area 51, the government denied also employment by him. Oh. So it's kind of weird. He describes this, the complexity of how he describes this work Area 51. It's kind of where he can kind of hook people because he's like, really gets into depth. Like, and his story has been consistent from the 80s all the way up till now. I mean, describing what he's seeing. But they took him personally. They got somehow, I think it was a couple years ago, they got access to Area 51. They took him out there, and he was able to navigate around the place and show him where.
So, like, this stuff's checking out.
Yes, and they actually had several employees that they tracked down that now are retired, but at one time worked Area 51 S4, I think, was the research center. And they did confirm that they knew Bob Lazar, that he did work there, but they didn't provide any details on like what his employment was or what his actual job title was.
I'm surprised they even acknowledged it.
But then Chris Mellon, who was like U.S. He was in the U.S. Intelligence Services. I'm not sure which, but he's elected by the United States Senate to be on the intelligence committees. Pretty sharp guy. Came out and actually did say that they did indeed have employment records of Bob Lazar working at Area 51, but he was a badge scanner. So he literally fucking just checked people in. So
he's not really privy to all that information that he says he is.
No. Well,
but that could just be a cover-up.
Here's the deal,
right there.
right. So the whole Bob Lazar story is that he was reverse engineering these aircraft to figure out these propulsion systems. And somewhere along the line, he could not, with this came a level of, security, and he could not obviously disclose anything to his wife. So while he was working all these hours, weird hours, his wife was starting to begin to think
he was having an affair or something.
He was having an affair, classic,
It's a tale as old as time.
Somebody's fucking somebody.
Somebody's fucking somebody.
So she begins to have an affair herself.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, intelligence services have found out about her affair. And because of how classified his job was, they didn't want to disclose it to him, but they had to fire him because any emotional distress during this this type of work they didn't want. So they basically fired him on grounds of fucking nothing, according to Bob Lazar. And he had to leave Area 51. And then he was kind of disgruntled about that. But
As
whatever,
you would. You know?
as he would. I think in his mind he thought he should disclose some of this to the public, because he thought that for humanity's sake, that people deserve to know what's actually being researched out there. And he started taking groups of his friends out to these areas at night where they would launch and test these aircraft, and he would bring them out there to watch these aircraft. And
really,
but they never brought these friends to the surface or have really. So he's like fucking. He gets the hook in, but he doesn't know how to fucking set the hook. So there's a lot of loose ends. It's kind of a cool deal. I think he's full of shit, but regardless, it's been kind of a modern conspiracy theory.
Gotcha.
Who the fuck is Bob Lazar?
Yeah, no shit. Sounds like an interesting character. Yeah. So and like another one for me, I would think is Hitler, on how he didn't die in the bunker.
Okay. A South America escapee.
Yeah, the South America, went to Argentina. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a
lot of them.
There was a lot of Nazis that went to Argentina.
Yeah.
There's those villages up there in the mountains. It's weird.
A lot of blue-eyed, blonde-haired Argentinians.
Yeah, speaking Deutsch in Argentina. No bueno, man.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. Fucking blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy comes up. He's like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
That'd be a weird one.
So, what led you into the...
Well, okay, so like the Kremlin claims that they had Hitler's skull. Like
the Russians,
the Russians actually claim they had Hitler's skull.
And they're the greatest fucking liars of all time.
Yes, so they actually did finally allow it for testing, and it was a female skull.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's some weird stuff there that Hitler didn't actually die in that bunker. And,
really?
Yeah, there's some... I haven't seen like the full...
So is the USSR skull helping the conspiracy, or...
I think it was
facilitating the idea that maybe Hitler did, like this skull was planted
yes,
there. Yeah.
I think now that more or less kind of helps fuel the conspiracy once they allowed it to be tested.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then there's always eyewitness statements. There's people saying that they've seen Hitler in Argentina or
I've
at the
seen
ports.
Hitlers, people with characteristics of Hitler.
Yeah, very true, very
there's
true.
Still some.
I mean, at this point, he'd be what? He'd be dead for 20 years at this point.
Fuck, longer.
He had to have been. Longer than that, maybe. Either way, there's some fucking
pretty good chance he's fucking dead now.
Pretty sure time caught up to him, unless the Nazis figured out like the Fountain of Youth or some shit. Who the fuck knows? Maybe Ponce de Leon found it, and Hitler's like, that guy, he knew where it was. It's in Florida. X marks the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting history. I've always had a love for history, and I think it's these kind of conspiracies just they are good to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'll agree with it. You can go fucking nuts.
When there's factual evidence, we can't deviate from that.
That's the thing. If there's actual hardcore proof, then it's hard to deny it.
I mean, the pyramid deals and the Giza,
you can go down in a complete rabbit hole with the pyramids.
Yeah. I mean, it's still interesting that these fucking giant stones, there's no way with modern physics that we
what
can
are they
find
called?
anything.
Monoliths?
Yeah, that they could even have possibly moved these things.
Yeah.
So did these people have access to? Were they more intelligent people than we actually believe.
Or were aliens involved?
That's just it.
That's the other argument. But I mean, they've talked about like drill marks that they found in the pyramids.
Yep.
That it was like I think it was the rotation for the size of the threads for how much it was cutting. Like, we do not have the technology to this day.
Say that again.
It was something about like how the threads on the drill, like on the bit,
Yep.
like how much it was actually cutting per rotation, like how much of a chunk it was taking out, but it was so precise. They claim that like we don't even have that type of technology today.
Who's claiming this, I guess?
I don't know. It was just some dudes I was seeing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure we got that fucking technology.
No, we don't. Not a fucking chance. Aliens did it, bro.
And Bob Lazar fucking knows how they did it.
He knows, man.
So we did a full circle.
We never left.
Well, interesting enough that, I mean, the other one is the one that gets me is the, I'm drawing a blank, you know, it's the Malaysian air flight that.
Oh, the missing flight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's enough evidence to gather through communication, radio communications. Now they've kind of pretty much pinpointed that it fucking landed in the ocean, but it was interesting for a while.
Yeah, there was a theory that it like blinked out or something like that, like teleported out of the sky.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Went through another dimension.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar knows.
It's been at Area 51 this whole time. That Malaysian crew is confused as shit. Any music you've been listening? Like, what's in your playlist lately?
It's all over the fucking place. My Spotify's crazy.
Yeah.
Every day, every hour changes. I like that.
Just depends on your mood.
Yep. I can be from 90s pop to modern Americana to country to 80s rock and fucking five different songs.
Shit, yeah.
How about you? I mean, what's your...
I do a lot of Counting Crows. I like old Counting Crows.
Mr. Jones, huh?
Mr. Jones and me, man. And then,
well, you know, the song Mr. Jones is like a disillusionment of, you know, what it's like to chase fame. So maybe it's because you're becoming famous now. You're a podcaster.
Yeah.
That you're getting these emotions.
I'm identifying with those people now.
Yeah, you're identifying.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough being famous.
Fucking inbox. You gotta get people.
I mean,
Can't even go to the corner without somebody wanting.
I know, it's tough.
It's Frosty from Fundayz.
Yeah, they're always like, what the fuck do you want? And get the fuck out. I'm like, guys, stop. Like, I know.
I'm gonna do a little advertisement for you. I'm gonna throw a fucking Zen in.
Ooh.
Zen, if you ever get a hold of this, pay Frosty his fucking money.
Doing some upper deckies?
Yep.
Ooh,
where else would he put his Zen? I always have to talk to these fucking kids these days. I see them putting out... Nicotine pouches are... This is for the... Everyone needs to know this. The public needs to know this.
PSA.
Yes. Nicotine pouches go in your upper lip. Do not put them in your lower lip.
Why?
Because that's what they fucking do. If you want something in your lower lip, you go with like loose chew.
Put one in my lower lip.
They're fucking upper deckies.
They're only upper deckies.
Yes. If you're doing it any other way, you're doing it fucking wrong.
Yeah. I do like Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
That's been a big one for me lately.
I haven't listened to any of their stuff for a while.
That and Blues Traveler's been good. Mm-hmm. Been trying to learn the lyrics to Hook. That's a tough one.
Third Eye Blind, how's it going to be? Or is that...
Yeah, how's it going to be? Summertime Kind of Life.
Yep.
Yeah, I like those guys. And Roger Whittaker. He's been big for me lately. Most of you will not know Roger Whittaker.
I don't know. I've never heard of him.
He was from the 80s. I found him because of TikTok. There was this food deal. and like they talk about the history of food,
Yep.
and they were talking about London, how they have pies and mash.
Okay.
Like they'll do like a beef mince pie with mashed potatoes and like they call it liquor, but it's like a pea gravy.
What the? Get to fucking Roger. What the fuck is this?
And it was describing the food and why they ate it, because it was like a poor person's deal. It was a working man's meal. And Roger Whittaker was singing in the background. And that was the video.
So he's at these food banks, essentially singing.
Like the TikTok video had him singing in the background. Well, and it was like the streets of London.
I mean,
yeah, it was a great song, The Streets of London. It made me feel like I was walking through the streets of London with Roger Whittaker. He's like, let me walk you through the streets of London.
Poor people eating dog shit.
Yeah, they're eating fucking jellied eels and shit. They're like, it's just delicious, isn't it?
Oh, well, it's cool how you found him. I mean, TikTok does that, dude.
Yeah, it does open up your eyes. It's not all bad.
And they fucking allow these artists that kind of fell off, or maybe
it gives them a chance for a resurgence.
Yeah,
you know?
Fucking Fetty Wap came back for a while.
Hey,
you know,
nothing wrong with it. You know,
keep doing you, Fetty.
Keep doing you, man. And Gordon Lightfoot's another one for me. I like Gordon. The old Edmund Fitzgerald. It's a great song.
Yep.
And Sundown and.
So, when do you listen to your music? Just while you're driving, or do you have like during work you throw in a head? You know.
Yeah, I'll throw it on with my. I have the bone connector ones or whatever you call them, and yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's just some background music.
Yep. I suppose you didn't go with AirPods because you got a.
Yeah, I don't like
Samsung phone.
Yeah. But I don't like this shit going in my ears. These ones, like, you can still hear shit, and like you could have a conversation if you still needed to.
Yeah.
I like them on the golf course. Shocks. That's what they are. Shocked, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like them a lot.
Interesting. Yeah, now they have those, just a little bit off topic, but they have those AI earbuds that does translation for you for languages.
I've seen a deal on that.
Yeah.
I've been curious about that.
Like maybe now we'll be able to understand Ernie at 2 a.m, huh?
No, there's no app.
There's no app.
There's no app that could conquer that. That's his own language.
Ernie, no harm, no foul. But
Da. Musa. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well.
Yeah.
I am more of I listen to my music, when I get in the shower. I'll listen to it a little bit. Driving mainly.
Yeah, I do a lot of driving.
I don't know, I like to just fucking drive when I listen to music. I'm at work, I'm not very, I don't know, I can't multitask with music pounding in my fucking
See, that's the thing, it's not like pounding. Like if it's too loud, obviously I can't.
Oh, if I'm listening to music, it's like fucking full max.
See, I can't do that. Well, I have to answer phones too.
There's no in between. I've had a problem with moderation in my life. Everything's just fucking full bore.
Ask your parole officer. It's just full bore. It's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing.
What's your thoughts on like the new movies? Anything coming out?
I'm a horror fanatic. So the new Conjuring.
I'm really looking forward to that.
The Conjuring movies kind of pissed me off, though. They're cheap jump scares.
Dude, the first one, I will say the first one, that genuinely tripped my trigger. Man, that scared the shit out of me.
I think that was like the era where the jump scares was...
it just started.
It was kind of new. It was a new concept. Yep. But now once I realized the
pattern to it.
The pattern to it and the amount of effort and design that's put into those kind of movies, it's like,
Yeah. Well, Insidious, that one, the last Insidious one that came out, I watched it in theaters, and I knew the jump scare was coming. There was always a jump scare.
Oh, yeah, it's so predictable.
But it was so
The music
early.
gets loud, and then...
This was so much earlier in the movie, though. I was not prepared for it, and it did catch me off guard. It genuinely did scare me.
Yeah. We good?
Yeah, we're all right, man.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm at. I I think that's probably the next movie. I'm kind of actually semi-excited
Yeah.
to see. But I did see The Accountant too.
How was that?
Phenomenal.
Damn good movie.
You gotta see the first one.
Really plays off the first one.
Yeah, a little bit. You gotta. It's the character build-ups in the first one of the main character, Ben Affleck.
Yep.
So you gotta watch that one. But the second one was actually I thought that I felt after the first one left. That's not really a continuation. Like that's probably just a one-off. It's a great movie, but they came back with it. I was a little skeptical how well the plot was going to be, but the plot was pretty simple, but the action and the build-up was
pretty good.
Yeah, good. So check that one out.
Yeah, I liked this one's a little bit. It's been out for a year now, maybe. Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah, Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, if you compare it to the first one, it's not as good as the first one.
He's not like he's like almost evil.
Dude,
as he was in Training Day.
Fucking snake, dude.
Yeah, like Training Day, he was
fun.
a snake.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch him slither his way.
Yep.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but you should have fucking seen it.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it,
it's on you.
It's on you. Get a fucking Prime membership. What are you doing?
Fucking grow up. Jesus, be an adult. Pay for your TV.
Yeah. Before everyone bitched about paying for cable, how much ever it was a month, and now everyone just has 14 fucking subscriptions.
That's the stupid part. Is
you gotta have Hulu.
Yeah,
gotta have
cheap.
Netflix.
It's cheap to have Netflix, but
you gotta have YouTube TV.
But then you gotta have YouTube TV.
You gotta have HBO Max.
You gotta have all that shit. Then it all adds up to almost more than what your cable bill was.
And you're fucked.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
And then they make it a motherfucker to cancel the subscription. So, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Easiest route, just do it on PayPal. Pay your subscriptions on PayPal. You get tired of their shit, go to PayPal and have them cut it off there. They'll do the work. They'll cancel it for you.
Yeah.
You have to go.
Nice thing was when my bank
fish around
account
in their website. It's shitty.
Yeah. When my bank switched, like got bought out by another bank, that my
How
card.
did you find? What bank were you at?
It's Great Western.
Oh, okay.
And they got bought out by First Interstate.
Okay.
So when they switched that all over, my old card with Great Western no longer worked, but like account number and everything was still the same. So that was nice. But the cool thing was, if there was subscriptions that I didn't want,
You walked away.
Walked away from it right there.
Yep.
Don't give them the option to talk you into more.
Yep. The guy from India that was stealing your, account.
Son of a bitch. God damn it. Another one figured it out. Yeah, they're mad at me over there.
Yeah. So, how's the podcasting been? Like, you guys with Fundayz, like, what have you learned thus far? And what kind of challenges have you had to overcome that you kind of didn't expect at first?
I would say the big deal is just kind of figuring out the formula for it for an actual episode.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's just all free flow stuff, but there's actually quite a bit that goes into the forefront thinking of it, and because it's hard to just wing it and come up with shit.
It is, and
for an hour,
and it's a gamble too. Sometimes conversation can create easy continuity between people.
Oh, it definitely,
and it flows easy. But then you get those certain people that you got to fucking reel them in, or you gotta pry it out of them. Either one. There's two types there.
Yeah, when you could really just have a conversation, that's when it's the simplest.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Alan and David, I feel like we really do have a good connection that way.
Yeah, you guys flow good.
Yeah.
So,
the other thing would be like technical issues, like with equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a little bit more in depth. A lot of trial and error there.
Well, you're gonna have to. I mean, you can't just come in day one and fucking.
Yeah, it's really a learning process, is what it is.
And you'll get better, and you'll find technologies that are gonna suit you guys.
Yep.
You got to start out.
Well, like the software we tried using from the get-go didn't work out, so we got a different system, and it works out a lot better now.
Yeah. So these mics that we're using right now, you were showing me when you guys were doing the live golfing sessions.
Yep.
Seem to work pretty good. These are a good grab.
Yeah. I'm not too disappointed with these. I think they're about $130,
Okay.
something like that. But yeah, they just plug right into the phone, and you're recording, and that's what you use.
Yeah.
Just says you're recording with the USB.
Mm-hmm. So moving forward, you guys want to try to make all these interviews? You gonna try to keep them in the studio, or are you gonna try to do more where you guys go out, meet somebody at a place?
I wouldn't be opposed to, like, it's always nice to have it here at the studio for the normal podcast, but like for Clark Georgery's deal at the Blue Goose, we did one remotely there. That was pretty cool. I'd like to do one at the Sully County Fair. That would be kind of cool to have one there.
Holy shit.
Just to sit there and...
Like just anybody coming in and out, or what?
I don't know. I don't know what the idea would be there. If we just have a booth there and just have a live podcast, do like a Facebook Live or something. I don't know. It'd be fun to do it for the bull riding too.
Yeah.
But the tough part is when we do those live events, it's really hard to hear each other.
The background noise is tough.
So if we want to do more of those, I feel like we need to figure something out a little bit better there.
That would be tough, but there's probably technology with, I don't know, they do it at sports games. Announcers do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to do it. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right. And like with the mics and stuff that we have right now, I've been pretty happy with what we have, and it is a trial and error type of deal.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be. But you guys are coming along good, and I love the conversation and what everyone has to bring to it. So.
Yeah, it's kind of, everybody has their own little bit that they bring to it, and it's fun.
Hell yeah.
It's just guys being dudes.
It's guys being dudes.
Just guys being dudes.
Absolutely. I mean, Fish, he's a natural dude. I mean, he loves a microphone.
Yep.
Has he gotten into his karaoke talk ever? He's kind of...
Ooh, not really.
Famous singer.
I'll have to... Fish, you've been holding out there, cowboy.
Yeah.
Hey, telling me some stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't know you were a tiny dancer.
So, like Joe Rogan, for instance, he's got the sniffing salts. Sometimes he'll bring out, occasionally marijuana, sometimes cigars. So what's going to be your kind of like...
I don't know.
You got to have a little prop to fuck with people.
I offered you some lemon wafers, and you said no to that. Maybe
the airplane food didn't really fucking win me over.
That's from TJ Maxx. What's funny is a lot of that stuff you see at there.
Frosty at TJ Maxx is funny enough.
Dude, that place has got some wild shit. Their snack section is nuts.
I've never been. I've never been.
Go to the Pier TJ Maxx in the very back corner. There's like a weird section of just snacks, and they had like freeze-dried strawberries. Dude. You ever have a Whopper, like one of them little Whoppers?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a malt ball, but it's a strawberry.
You're like nectar of the gods.
I ate a whole pack of them.
Yeah?
And gassy. They'll get you. It was painful. Next day, I was bound up.
On the IR for lambs.
Oh, man. I was suffering. But when you eat a whole bag of freeze-dried chocolate-covered strawberries, shit's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not meant to eat an entire bag.
No, not at all. Like,
you think about the foods that people in
little. It's hard. Sometimes self-control is hard. Whether it's nicotine, booze, or snacks.
You think about cavemen back in the day, survival. Like they're eating raw meat, before they knew how to cook it and all that
I think
stuff.
their gut biomes are a little fucking tougher than ours, though.
You think they'd survive a chocolate-covered strawberry? It would fucking kill them. Be debilitating to them. Their economy would topple because of one strawberry. It would ruin them.
Yeah, I mean, they're premium people, and you give them something like that, they might just quit. Sex might stop. Their
Oh,
whole
man.
breeding might stop.
They say, fuck that. We're just here for strawberries.
Exactly. We might not be here today.
Yeah. You never know when your last strawberry, when you're going to get your last strawberry.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Interesting enough.
Yeah.
So we were just talking. How long have you been at Lamb's?
Been there since 2016.
Zinging equipment and cars that's a lot of years.
Yeah. It's a good portion.
Kind of consider yourself an expert now.
I don't know if I'd do that. Definitely wouldn't do that.
So, can you relate those two professions of the podcasting to you dealing with customers all day? Was that an easy transition to you've just always been good at talking to people?
Yeah, I enjoy talking to people. So that's been easy, I think.
Yeah.
More or less just, having a conversation.
Less stressful, obviously, in the studio. Having a podcast.
Yeah. You're not trying to actually like sell something or,
Yeah.
So it's less stressful, but just kind of. So the thing I like about the podcast, it's just, you're just bullshitting basically.
Right.
It's just three dudes sitting here bullshitting.
It should be a bullshit. It just flow nice.
Yeah, that's what
You don't want it
makes
to
it
sound
fun.
scripted.
No.
Just like you and I, we came in here and just freelance this thing.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Any documentaries that you've seen?
On the documentary front, I've been kind of lame lately.
Yeah. Anything in general that you've ever seen that you like?
I mean, there's some, but they're just not coming to mind right now. But
Okay.
how about you?
My personal favorite, I found this one in high school. High school, Billy. I found it. It was called The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Yes, I do know about these people, the inbred family.
Oh, man. They are a doozy of a family.
Yes.
And, the grandpa gets famous as a tap dancer way back in the day. Like 50s, 60s, I think.
Holy shit, you followed the family tree.
Dude. Talks about it in the documentary, man.
Okay, tell me, so the grandpa, obviously, he wasn't inbred, right?
No, I don't think any of them. They might have been. I don't know. I don't think they were really inbred. I don't think that was the deal. It was more drugs.
Yeah.
But they were on all sorts of fucking pills and
Maybe
shit.
I got these mixed up.
There was another one that I think
I got these mixed up. Yeah.
there was like an Appalachian family.
Yes, that's the one.
Those ones are like they're cross-eyed.
That one's another.
Yeah, these ones are more of like a drug-fueled tap dancing family.
Okay, okay.
Like hillbilly tap dancing family.
I have not dived into this one.
Yeah, they get famous by that, and then
How did the drugs enter the scene?
it's West Virginia, man.
Well, yes, but like, how do they become famous or infamous?
He gets famous from the tap dancing, and he actually starts traveling the country. And he was up in Canada, I believe, doing a tap dancing show, and he left a
Really?
bar and got stabbed, I want to say, stabbed or shot outside of a bar. Well, then his son, Jesco
He
White.
tapped to the wrong hotel room, got shot.
I don't know. I don't know what the story was there. I think they talk about it in the documentary, but Jesco White, he's the one that takes on the tap dancing stuff, and
He's a family member.
he's the son
Okay.
of the patriarch there.
Okay.
And yeah, it shows him tap dancing in the show and stuff. Like he's got his board, and he sets out there and Hank Williams III's in the show.
Oh,
like
shit.
he's a friend of the family.
Okay.
It gets weird, but like at one point, one of them has a kid,
Huh.
and then gets Child Protective Services to take the baby away because they found meth in the baby's system.
Oh, fuck.
So she's like, they
Jesus.
took her baby. It's just, I don't know.
Was this started in what year range are we in with the son doing the tap dancing? In the 70s or what?
Oh, I want to say he was like the 80s and early 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
70s, 80s, 90s. Right in there, those 3 decades.
Yeah.
Like, it's Jesco White, man. But like the one son, one uncle gets his face shot off by the nephew with a shotgun, and like he has to like rearrange his face to see out of the eye hole.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, it gets gnarly, man. Like this family, they're crazy.
Holy fuck, they love hard.
Well, yeah. Dude, they're a rough bunch, man. Rode hard and put up
Jesus.
wet.
Rode hard, put up wet. I love
Yeah,
that.
they do like Oxy and
Oxy's
shit.
probably like a walk in the park for them.
Oh, dude, they
That's
do.
like fucking taking a Tylenol.
Now it's probably fentanyl and stuff now, but if they're still alive, I haven't checked on them.
People like
to
that
see
are
how many are
cockroaches,
left.
dude. They don't fucking die.
Become resilient. Until you don't.
Till you don't.
Ask Amy Winehouse.
Funny enough, I just listened to one of her songs. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
that's funny.
Turns out she should have went to rehab.
Yep. She should have.
But she said, no, no, no.
Her song Rehab, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
So what's your, before we kick off here, what's your favorite energy drink? I mean, that's a thing now these days too.
I've been on a pretty good kick with the Celsius. I like Celsius. Otherwise,
So Celsius does those, they do the packets you can get and just put them in water, I do believe. You can, no, that's C4.
That's C4,
C4
okay.
does those. Those are phenomenal. If you guys don't want to buy the cans or whatnot, get on Amazon, get a box of the C4 packets.
Nice.
I think they're like 200 milligrams.
I like these because there's zero sugar. But like the Reigns, Eric up at Eric's Custom, he has Reigns up there, and those things are pretty fucking good.
So Reign has like two different ones I've noticed. They have like the smaller can,
Yeah.
and then they have the normal Reign, the 16 ounce.
I think it's like one of these, I think.
Okay. See, the bangs were
Yeah,
always my
16s.
go-to, like the purple haze.
He has Bang too up there.
The purple haze
Yeah.
is great, and I just
That
kind of fell out of
tastes
love with it.
grapey, man.
But the fucking chalkiness it leaves it
Yeah.
kind of a,
Yeah, I could see that a little
Yeah.
bit. I like this one's Orange Sickle. It's
kind of like a dreamsicle. Like
Yes,
Reign
just-
had the dreamsicle, right?
they have,
Or that was Monster. Monster,
Rain has an orange one too that
Yeah.
I always get up at Eric's too.
the Monster Orange Dreamsicle.
Yep.
That's a phenomenal energy drink too.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Gotta
been-
love the stuff.
It's been real, Frosty. I appreciate you having me on, and
Yeah, thanks for coming to Frosty Island, man.
you bet.
It's a beautiful place.
It is. You got everything here.
But yeah, we got everything. We got golf on TV,
Yeah, we do. We got a fucking simulator.
got a simulator, we got a closet,
Yep.
a bar, t-shirt press.
What more could a guy need?
It's everything a guy needs, man. But all right, buddy, it's been fun. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.